How's everybody doing today? We're here in the home studio today, getting a little bit of work done, going through some photos from back in the day, still trying to get feeling better after the surgery on Friday, and I'll tell you, this one this hurt pretty good, so we're doing all right today. So let's go back. We're going to go to Olean Mall car show. This is on March 1st, 2008, and the nice thing about this, and I wish I would have got a picture of him at this show, but I actually went to the show with Gary Montgomery. So these are cars from Woodhull, Batavia, places like that, on display, as well as a soapbox derby car. And anybody who's my age, I'm 60, remembers the soapbox derby. So now that's I believe that's a micro sprint there. I can't remember these guys' names. If you guys know, please help me on the message here. But this was still way back in 2008. Malls were still doing really well. And this was a well-attended show here, I got to tell you that. I ended up buying tickets for that car. I don't think I ever won it, though. But they were giving that away, just $2 a ticket, man. That would have been fun right there. So, see a nice mix of stock cars and late models. And the lady on the right here, she is actually the driver. That is her boyfriend there who is supporting her at this show. Remember when all these Mustang 4-cylinders were all over the place? I remember tracks like Outlaw. I mean, look at this thing. This is a beautiful race car right here. There are a lot of great-looking shows. The Oldsmobile Cutlass here. I mean, there are a lot of beautiful cars at this show. I was impressed, expecting to see maybe a couple dozen cars, and man, there were 60, 70 cars in the place this day, and I tried to shoot as many of them as I could, and love these 4-cylinders, beautiful cars. I mean, look at the time they took on these things. The Troutman Motorsports car, I remember that from way back in the day. Remember Robbie Shuttleworth, that's his car right there. He raced a long time in the area. The potato farmer, I believe, is what that one guy was. Jared Zimbardi. Of course, he's still running today. And I believe he's on a Patriot Tour, I believe, then. Although, don't, mark my words on that one. That looks like a micro sprint to me. You can see the size difference compared to the car of Jared Zimbardi right next door. If you guys don't know what this is, if you watched Cars, well, you know what it is. That's a Hudson Hornet. And you can tell this thing's been around the racetrack a few times. We're going to see a few photos of that in this one. Loving memory of Joyce Brewer on the late model there. Who remembers GameStop, right? That's actually behind there. You can't quite see it in the shot there, but there's the Hudson Hornet again. And those were very popular car, all kinds of circuits back in the day. Had a nice dragster there. Love that. Love to see that thing go down the track. There's some horsepower right there. Some IHRA, as you can see by the sticker on there. More late models, and of course, this is back in the day when the BRP Tour with Gary Montgomery was very, very popular. And a lot of racing. That's Bob Kish's car, by the way. That happened to catch that one later through this. But this was when the BRP Late Model Tour and Gary Montgomery were getting to a lot of tracks, putting on some really good racing. That, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's a Bandolero. We actually looked into one of those for Allie after she was done with the Microds. There's the young driver who piloted that Bandolero right there. So we were thinking about one of those maybe up at Evans Mills. Never quite came together, but we ended up doing the Dirt Modified Nostalgia Tour as well. Love that bumper on the back of that. Well, you're going to hit that, and it's not going to dent up too much. So, and there is Mr. Kish, as he had his race suit with him, two-piece suit on this particular day. Again, I don't know a lot of these drivers' names, so if you do, please feel free to tag them. And I'm going to tilt up a little bit so you can see this guy a little bit here, as the framing was a little more towards the top on him. There's a look inside of his car. Got the old traditional shifter boot in there, like the ones you used to see in the buses when we were kids. There's that car that somebody could have won. I did not win it, so I never got a chance to start my career on that particular season. But a wonderful car show. I like this one here. I wish my wife got this dirty. Obviously, his wife has a sense of humor, or he wouldn't have put that on the car. So, but here they are, great looking late models. And man, I'll tell you, you talk about a wonderful race car when you get down to it. They're so big, they're so fast, they get such traction. You got to drive them hard. Always loved taking a peek inside, because here in 2008 I hadn't raced yet myself outside of some practices and stuff like that, so I always pictured myself getting behind the wheel of one of these cars. So again, please tag these, let everybody know that you found these, and if you know the drivers, look at that IMCA Modified there. That is just a beautiful car. Kind of missing a little something under the hood there, as you can see, but I'm sure it made its way onto the track and did very well on that season. IMCA Modifieds, of course, out there, I think they might have even been E-Mods, and they had a different tire. I know they had a lot more motor than the IMCAs did, and I think they allowed some extra body work. Don't know for sure. I mean, I'm going way back in there. This car I actually love. This is a Trans Am. That is just This one falls into the category of too pretty to race, and there's not many cars that do. And then, of course, right next to it was the Z28, which also falls into that category as well. So people were taking a lot of time on these race cars. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. And who can go wrong with the basic Monte Carlo, the basic 80s Monte Carlo? Always, you talk about cars that belong in the Stock Car Hall of Fame. I've always talked about the mid-70s Nova, but obviously the Monte Carlo belongs in there as well, because I think just as popular, really, when you get down to it. So that was the Olean Mall Car Show. I hope you guys liked that. We're going to have another one coming up here in a little bit. We're going to go to Penn Can Speedway back in 2006. That's going to be our next stop. So I hope you guys like this stuff. We put up 4 things here on Sunday for you. I'm hoping I can get out this week. Like I said, I was really rough yesterday on Saturday, especially as the day went on. And today we seem to be doing okay here early on, so I'm hoping maybe I can get out this week, but I do still have some things in the can. You guys take care. Hit that blue E down there in the corner. If you're not subscribed yet, you really need to be, because this way it'll all show up, and you'll know every time we're doing a lot of cool stuff. I got my second procedure on the 21st, and after that, I should be good to go. You guys have a great week. I'll have more for you this week. Thank you.